Like you've combined kind of the mythology of mermaids and sirens. Is that kind of a safe bet to?
We were having a long discussion about this a little bit on the panel. We talk about it all the time, sort of those things converging and what they mean.
Yeah, I think there's a very, and it's been great to hear all the debate online about this. It's been really fun to watch, and like we said in the panel, it's sort of both sides are right. Yes, in Greek mythology, in the Odyssey, there's a very specific depiction of what a siren is. The half-bird with the call. But there's also, siren has a broader definition as well, sort of in a beautiful, alluring female who often lures men to their doom. So I think we've sort of embraced that broader definition of the word, and a lot of the mermaid myths around the world have a siren element to it. There's often a song associated with it. You can imagine where the mythology came from. There's probably sailors who were out at sea way too long and were hearing things and drinking too much. Yeah.
Hearing, we embrace it all. Anything that works for us, we embrace.
But yeah, it's really that sort of more general definition of siren that applies to our show most directly.
Can you tell me a bit more about any research you did while writing these parts?
A lot of it was about the sort of the marine biology aspects of it and what kinds of research is being done out there in the ocean, what's happening with the ocean environmentally, which is really terrifying and scary and is really a huge story point for us. It's really sort of the why now of our show. Our oceans are getting trashed at an alarming rate, and that's what's forced these creatures closer to the surface. So we've definitely done a lot of research about what's happening environmentally with the ocean. Emily, you had found that great thing about the noise pollution in the ocean and how it's literally steering whales
boats.
off course.
Yeah, it was damaging the whales' migration because our ships were making sonar noises and damaging their course. So that whole had to be done. But we're always doing research about things like that might help us with story, but also then on many levels, military research has helped us in terms of covert operations and how that might be run, and all sorts of little historic things in the mythology of it all.
And then in terms of mermaids, just to really invent a mythology that is interesting and unique, but also pretty simple. We don't want to get too crazy with our mythology and start to get lost in it, and all of a sudden, mermaids have superpowers. And I think it's really good to keep it as sort of biological and specific as possible, and really sort of rein in the mythology and just go deep with it. So
it harms shows in the end, I think, when they have to twist things to such an extent that you're like, wait, what?
What happened?
Yeah.
We were someplace else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We have such a great sort of basic concept to work with in terms of harming the planet and people relating to people who they might not otherwise relate to.
Yeah.
So those two things are such huge themes that we could go on and on with forever.
Yeah. So, you came from feature films. You dragged them kicking and screaming from feature films, right? Just as I understand it. So you guys, it's been a year filming at this point, correct?
Yeah, well,
roughly?
the pilot we filmed in 2016.
Oh, wow.
In October, right?
Yeah, and then finished that, and then got picked up for series and shot series in
Ever since,
2017. Yeah.
So what did you find interesting, fun? Did you learn anything in working in television that you would take back? If you,
Television is not the soul-crushing experience that feature films are, because as a feature film writer, you show up on the set and they're like, "Who is this? No, please go away." Whereas TV is really a writer-driven medium, and so it's just amazing to be part. We're part of every aspect. We're combing over VFX, doing the music, the cuts, everything. It's just remarkable to be that involved from beginning to end of the process.
It's the beauty of television. I've never worked in features. I've always worked in television for the last almost 20 years. It's a writer-driven industry. Television is, and also the beauty of it is you get to produce. Yeah. You learn to produce every single aspect, from finding our amazing cast to deciding what color the set should be. I mean, every single aspect is run by the writer, executive producers. And that's just, you really can have a vision for something in a way that a director has a vision in features. And that's great, and that's his thing.
Right.
And in TV, it really is the writer, executive producers.
Yeah.
So we've had this great experience of making this show what we think it can be.
Yeah.
We always have a network, obviously, they're giving their opinion. They can certainly put their mark on it as well. But that's been really fun.
Yeah. And the good news is it feels like we've all been trying to make the same show, which is really helpful.
Yes.
You know, because it's not always like that.
That can be a huge conflict.
Yeah. And TV for me too, the other thing that's so exciting is you write a script and it's getting filmed, sometimes a few weeks later, if it's not like
minutes
a few minutes later, right? I didn't want to say that. But, you're rewriting scenes, and all of a sudden it's like they're up there filming it. So that's really unique too.
It is. It's great.
What do you think of the serendipitous kind of thing going with what is it? See, it just left my head. The Shape of Water. And this. I mean, it's like, come on, you guys planned it, right? It's like, oh great, we're gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
It's been quite just a very strange coincidence.
It happens a lot in the industry, though. It seems like it's like people are thinking along the same way.
If stuff comes out around the same time, though, there's no way they were influenced by each other. Because
Right.
just the time frame, like I had no idea that thing even existed while we were doing this.
Neither did I.
And then it comes out in timing wise.
And there was a short that came out last year of a mermaid, kind of a mermaid tale, and I can't remember
And there was a Chinese mermaid movie, which
Right.
did like ridiculous business in China.
This one, I think it was an African American woman who scripted it, and it was. I wish I could look it up. I mean, it's like I just thought.
Also interesting watching The Shape of Water is because we were deep into our visual effects as we were watching that film. So to see what they did with things that we were working on, I have to say, the head of our network was over in London screening our show and seeing it with also other big films that were opening. And The Shape of Water had already come out, but she was saying she was sort of terrified and like, would always look like very television.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will say our visual effects are feature worthy. They are unbelievable.
Yeah.
So seeing The Shape of Water, I thought like, oh, that's a suit. He's wearing a suit. All due respect to amazing filmmaking, and all of that. But we just had a different concept.
Yeah.
We can do one more question.
Go ahead. I
I was going to talk about the developing the look of the mermaid, because it's she has a very ethereal look to herself anyway.
Yes.
But developing that look into the mermaid, how did you come about that idea?
Funny, Eline brought it up on the panel because we had started out in the pilot with prosthetics. She literally had a very heavy tail, and what we learned in the pilot, which was such a great learning curve, was that was not going to ever look the way we wanted it to look. It wasn't going to work that way. And so what we were able to do is also free her, get that heavy stuff off her. She could better. Just do some face and sort of put her legs together for her and give her kind of a fake look and tail, and replace all of it later with the most amazing CGI visual effects.
Yeah. And even before that, we had a concept artist out of Montreal, and we wanted, a creature that looked otherworldly, beautiful, alluring, all of those things. And so we really shaped sort of the initial concept, and really everything sort of flowed from there. All of the VFX, all the marketing now, that's based on our original concept design that we had done.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.